Hi, I'm Libby Gibson, Town Manager. Welcome to What's Going On in Town Government. So for our visitors, this is a chance for me to let you know what's going on the island. We have a very active town government. Hopefully it's sort of invisible to you as you're enjoying your stay. And for our residents, you know it's not invisible, and you know it's there, and you know, hopefully, that we work really hard to make Nantucket an enjoyable, pleasant place to live. So this week, let's see, at our board meeting, we had a pretty long board meeting this week. Although we did a lot. We had a presentation from the Army Corps of Engineers about the formerly used defense site out at Tom Nevers, FUDS, it's called, F-U-D-S, formerly used defense site. They are undergoing a project to remove old ordnance from the area, and they've done all manner of surveys. There was a helicopter last winter that hovered very low over the ground, searching and all this stuff. So they were giving a sort of an interim report. The project's not done yet. It won't be done for a while. And they'll have a final report that'll get presented and all that stuff. So anyway, that was rather interesting. We also had an announcement from Human Services Department. They are taking on passport application processing. You may remember that was previously done by the Superior Court Office. It ended a couple of months ago, and there wasn't going to be anybody else to do it. So the town stepped up through Human Services, and will be processing those applications at the Saltmarsh Senior Center Tuesdays and Thursdays from 2 to 4. And I probably sound like a broken record about this, but you should really read the instructions before you go with your passport application and make sure you have everything. And even if you know the people, don't try to do something like, say, if you're getting a passport for your child, both parents have to be there, you know, if they live here and they're together and stuff. There are some level of exemptions depending on the marital status, but don't try to say something like, oh yeah, Joe's not here, you know him, he'll be fine. Don't try to do that stuff. Just go with everything. What else did we do this week? We had a few real estate items. We had a couple of committee resignations. We had several public hearings, a couple of telephone petitions. We had 3 entertainment license applications, a couple of liquor, common victualler things. We were doing end-of-year budget transfers. We also had a couple of recommendations from the Traffic Safety Work Group. One of them will be a public hearing on July 24th, and it involves a recommendation to install 2 new stop signs. Stop signs, believe it or not, tend to be very controversial for some reason around here. One of them is proposed to be at the intersection of Orange Street and Union Street, nearby Old Cumberland Farms. And the other is proposed to be at Washington Street, on Washington Street at Francis Street, heading out of town. So that would sort of become a 3-way stop. The other one would become a 2-way stop. Anyway, the board was mildly interested, I'm going to say, in the recommendation, but they agreed to have a public hearing on it. Anyway, that was that.
When will that happen?
July 24th will be the public hearing. We also, so that was pretty much it. We had, the board gave a little sort of a critique about its workshop meeting that it held the prior week, June 12th, and so they're going to keep up with the workshop meetings. And what will happen is they'll pick 1 to 2 topics once a month. They'll have that will replace their regular meeting, and they'll just talk about it. All talk, no action is what they're going to do, really. I heard that from somebody else today. I would give Sandy from WACK-FM credit for that little explanation. Of course they take action all the time, but at the workshop meetings, they're talking. That's the point. Talking over things, talking through things, discussing, stuff like that. So at our meeting next week, we have a brief county meeting, very brief, just 2 quick items on there. We have a lot of real estate items. We have our annual board, committee, and commission appointments. That's usually kind of a big deal. We also are talking again about Baxter Road, which for people who don't know is a road that runs along the bluff in Sconset, which has portions of it that are close to being eroded away. And we're trying to figure out how to deal with it. There's some discussion about erosion control measures and discussion about relocating portions of the road. So we're having more discussion about that. We're also talking about something that appears as though it's going to be quite controversial, which is a Chamber of Commerce proposal to sort of, there's more to this, but basically to merge the town's visitor services department into the chamber. so that the chamber would perform the activities that the town's department currently performs. So the board will hear from the chamber about that proposal.
Why is that controversial?
Well, I noticed an editorial in the paper yesterday that was seemingly dead set against the idea. And I've heard other people who are very, very positive about the idea. So town has no position right now. We're just going to listen.
Does it cost the town quite a bit of money to run the visitor?
Well, it's a departmental budget. The money comes from the room occupancy tax, so it's funded from that source. So we'll see what happens.
All right.
What else is going on? Oh, I wanted to mention this sort of seems to bubble up from time to time. We're having some issues with benches, trash barrels, and bike racks. And the issues are that might have started with the trash barrels. There was some talk about replacing them with something other than what you would see like over here.
Yeah.
Because they're getting old. These barrels are very expensive. But when they start to go, they start to go. And the hi, Alan. Alan Reinhardt.
Oh, good.
Alan is one of my favorite
people. He's on TV a lot lately.
I know, he is. But he knows everything.
He's a ranger.
He's a ranger.
He's the ranger.
That's right. Anyway, he's going to be at our meeting in a couple weeks to talk about the cemetery commission.
All right, but you were talking about those.
So the trash barrels. So we're talking about replacing them. We've talked about solar trash barrels. Don't panic. We're not putting them out right now. We don't even have them. Well, solar trash barrels, I actually like this idea. They are solar powered and they compact the trash so you don't have to empty the trash as much. And the people who empty the trash can go do other things like pick up trash rather than spend their time emptying all the trash barrels.
Whoa.
That's the idea. Anyway, we need to look at it more and figure it out. But so let's talk about the trash barrels. So there's sort of this group of people, I guess, that are interested in making sure that they look consistent.
Yeah.
They look Nantucket.
That looks Nantucket to me.
That does. And that's actually a good one over there. There are, we all know there's some that are really just very badly.
Yeah, that's a classic barrel style.
Yes. And so, around town we have the regular trash, the plastic,
right.
the recyclable ones, but that's 3 different barrels. People never get it right. They don't read what it says. So we just need to sort of figure this out. So that's sort of an ongoing discussion. The other one is about benches. We're sitting on this rather worn out green bench here. And around
it looks like it just needs a paint job.
It probably just needs a paint job. Around town, we mostly have the green benches, as well as the wooden benches. We'll look at them later. That are in front of the town building. That are just plain wood with some wrought iron detail, and from time to time businesses like to put out their own bench in front of their store, and some of them get to be not really exactly what you might consider to be Nantucket. Like there's a white one down the street here, which we're going to address. And sometimes there's sort of weird looking ones. So the idea is to make them more consistent and not have, strange benches popping up that are odd colored, that are
would it mean that people would not be allowed to put their own bench out?
They can put their own bench as long as it conforms with what the sort of guidelines or parameters are. So that's all being worked on. But if you are a business that has, say, a white bench, you're going to be getting a letter from us shortly that says you need to remove that bench. It is on town property, and get a normal one,
like a green bench.
Should we have our visitor services director say a quick thing about 4th of July while she's walking by?
Sure. How's 4th of July coming?
In one thumb answer.
It's going to come.
It's great. It is so exciting. We have so many fun things going on.
There's a
and
brochure.
Libby Gibson is volunteering. She's got a guest spot.
Oh, right. And there's a brochure just out.
The brochure's out. I'm actually working on a radio spot that they're going to let me do.
Okay.
And we also have Gino getting out all our great information, which
Sure.
we're really excited about. So come into 25 Federal Street and get the brochure, and we are excited. And if it's a day like today, I
it's
would
golden.
be the happiest person in the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Kate. So the brochure is out. I have it, just got it in my box, and it's, as she said, it's at 25 Federal Street. What else? Oh, I was talking about bike racks. I was mentioning the trash barrels, the benches, and then the bike racks. So we got a very nice grant from Remain that purchased a number of bike racks, and some of them are not they're all a little bit different. We've started putting some around. Some of them are metal, some of them are like a sort of a wooden looking thing, but I don't think they're actually wood. And where you can see the ones that I think we like the best right now is right in front of the bean. There's some that have been installed. They're black metal with a little ring at the top, and the idea is to park your bike parallel to it, not perpendicular to it like I saw somebody do the other day outside of the town building, which completely obviously blocks the sidewalk. In any case, we're trying them out to see what people think, and we will be talking with the HDC about them because we don't want to make them mad, and we want them to look nice.
Will there be public comment on that, these issues too?
Oh, I'm sure there will be. Yes, whether it's asked for or not, which of course we want to hear it, so we want to know what people think. So those bike racks that you'll see over by the bean right now, they're sort of just for looking at. They can come out if everybody hates them, but it's to try them out. It's a lot easier to see them there than look at pictures even sometimes. So anyway, those are little things going on in the downtown area. What else? Just lots of stuff going on. I honestly can't quite remember where the clean team is supposed to be this week. Might be, I don't even want to say the wrong thing. It might be the Creeks.
It's on TV.
It's on TV.
Right.
And they always, during the summer, are downtown at the Grand Union parking lot. Soon to be Stop and Shop parking lot. Actually, I guess as of today, we should start calling it the Stop and Shop parking lot.
Oh.
Because the store is opening today.
Is it today?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
A little earlier than I thought.
They're having like a sort of a, I guess a grand opening type of thing next Friday, the 28th.
All right.
But today they're actually opening.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go down there.
Check it out. There you go. You can do your, what's it called? Vox
Pop down there. They'll let me in. I'll ask them.
Yeah. Why wouldn't they? I think they'd want,
I think
they'd want you.
You would, but
no.
You'd be surprised.
Oh, okay. Anyway, our efforts to have valet parking at National Grid parking lot are also continuing. We are really trying to get that done for July 4th weekend. Lots of stuff going on.
Okay.
So, anything else?
That's it. That's all I can think of.